What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a brand new YouTube video. Very exciting and informational video for you guys. Just finished up the workday. It is currently Cinco de Mayo, which means your boy is meeting up with the boy KZ, McClain. It's been a minute since he's been on the channel. It's been a minute since I've seen him. So we're gonna go get some Mexican food and some margaritas to celebrate the holiday. But before we have to do that, you know we have to get a training session in. And then later on, we're gonna talk about injuries, recovery, and anything that really involves that, in my opinion on it. Pretty much what I have learned from that, so you can learn from my mistakes and recover properly. So if you guys are excited for the video, please drop a thumbs up, subscribe if you're brand new. If you haven't subscribed yet, you need to do it. New videos coming out every week. Super awesome content coming every week to ya. You'll get to know exactly what happens and when it happens, and on top of that, I am chasing 1,000 subscribers before the end of this summer, and I would really appreciate if you guys help me get to that goal. So please subscribe if you haven't already. And without further ado, welcome to the vlog.
No need to worry about doing it right. We are free and then we realize. Free and then we realize.
Mind your motherfucking business, ain't nothing you gotta say.
Look who the fuck it is.
What's good?
What's good, homie? How are you?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
I'm great, man. Ready to train.
Always.
Let's do it. Homeboy, KZ, in the back. Gonna take him through the Jeff Nippard power building program. Today is going to be kind of an upper body bro sesh, which is funny because the last video that I filmed with Kyle Lynn, I was like, next session is gonna be a bro sesh. And you know, a year later, here it is.
It's a bro sesh.
It's a bro sesh. So gonna hit some overhead press and hopefully get a cool workout edit for you guys. So we're gonna hop in, top sets, 3 sets of 4. 95 for me, probably significantly more for him because I have no shoulders. So 3 sets of 4, let's get it going. Easy. All right, 105 it is. I love me some mainstream pop when I volume PR. Just have Nickelback playing in my head. Yep. I'm gonna hate that tomorrow. Woo! The 6th rep, my soul went. Gone. Into the wind. That's gonna conclude today's upper body bro session. Time to get really broy with it and reward ourselves with some Mexican and some margaritas.
Cinco de Mayo, baby.
Cinco
de Mayo.
de Mayo. Let's do it.
And my group who has one.
Back at the apartment, workout was incredible. Dinner was phenomenal. It was so good. As you guys could see, it was incredibly busy, so I did not get a whole lot of clips there, but had me some steak fajitas and a little lime margarita. Wanted to go frozen. Wanted to get a flavor, but I was really just feeling plain. And also, I don't know her, so I did want to highlight the outfit really quickly. The fit here, rocking the Ever Forward Henley. Big fan, hugs the arms nicely, and then we've got a nice tapered fit here. Big fan of the Henley, love that. Short shorts, relic watch, dad shoes, y'all know the vibes. That is going to be the evening. One quick thing I wanted to share with you guys. I just picked it up at the gas station and I want to show you right now. So it's Cinco de Mayo, right? It's May 5th, which means anybody who has a desire to have a margarita should get the chance to. Cassie works nights, so she did not have the chance to do that. I believe she will be on her way home soon, if she's not already. I decided to pick up some of these bottled margs here. I don't know if they're gonna be any good. I've never had them. I hope that they are good. I hope that she likes them. On the very off chance that she does not, thought it counts, right? Yeah. I guess we'll find out whenever she gets home. I also wanted to say how important I think it is to, I don't know how to put this. If you guys have old friends that you're thinking of hitting up, or friends you haven't talked to in a long time, or connections that you think aren't as strong anymore, but you'd like them to be, act on that. Jump on acting on that. Kyle is a good friend of mine. I've known him for 2 to 3 years now. He's a really good dude. Are we incredibly close? Not really, but I know that if I really needed him, he'd be there. And I know he's a real one. So, had a blast hanging out with Kyle today. Just wanted to outline that really quickly and let you guys know that if you have any sort of desire, any sort of thought about hitting up an old friend or even texting somebody to check in on them, and even if you haven't heard from them in a while, you guys haven't talked in a while, haven't hung out in a while, whatever it is, invite them out for a drink, man. And if that's not your speed, go get a cup of coffee. If you don't like coffee, go get a soda pop with them. I don't care, man. Hit them up. Act on that. I promise you, it is worth it. Hi.
Hi.
Come here.
Hi.
I have something for you.
I look so terrible.
No, you look amazing all the time. So, it's Cinco de Mayo, right? Cinco de Mayo, and I am of the mindset, I told the audience this, anyone who has the desire to drink a margarita, especially on Cinco de Mayo, should have that chance, right? Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate that you didn't. Or did you? Boom.
Aw, thanks, buddy.
I was bummed out. We couldn't share a marg together. I've never had those before, so you're gonna...
I haven't either.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
That's perfect. You're gonna try it on camera. Here we go. Let me get you a bottle open here, bud.
Cheers. Not bad. For a bottle of marg, not bad.
Not bad? Happy Cinco de Mayo, babe.
Thanks, buddy.
Enjoy.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. Thanks.
I love you.
I love ya. Stop.
It is now Thursday morning. Had an absolute blast last night. Cassie enjoyed her wannabe margaritas, and we passed out very shortly after that. But now, I'm going to talk about injuries, recovery, and how you guys can learn from my mistakes. Before I do, as you can see, the bar is indeed open, but I'm a little bit tired like a twigger. Hey boy, he's gonna need a little pick-me-up. Whoa. Do you guys hear that? I hope you guys can hear it. That's some loud ass thunder. Big old storm coming. Anyway, hopefully it doesn't overshadow the video. So, today, got a little change of scenery here for you. I feel like I've been talking in the office quite a lot, but I did want to talk about injuries and recovery and my mistakes with injuries and recovery in terms of recovering from said injuries, and hopefully shed some light on that topic for you guys. So if it's something you've dealt with in the past, something you're currently dealing with, or if you lift weights or power lift or whatever, or put yourself at any risk of injury ever, I think it's something you should consider and something that you could gain from listening to me, as I've had, I don't want to say several, but more than one sports, if you can consider what I do a sport, more than one physical activity related injury. So first of all, get a sip of the 3 Dizzle, the only fruit punch flavor of anything that I like. Guzman, you're doing it right. First topic is just injuries overall. So they're going to happen. They just are. You can lift as safely as possible with some of the best technique, and maybe there's stress or other things at play, and you're just going to be a possibility that in doing any sort of weightlifting you can injure yourself. I feel like I got crusties under my eyes. Probably should have checked that before the video. Caffeine's hitting. Feeling good. Here we go. Injuries are going to take place, right? So I had notes for this, so hold on a second. Way to go, Andrew. Let's talk about injuries. When they happen, they suck, right? Obviously it doesn't feel good, you're in pain, it's uncomfortable, and it very likely causes you to modify your training or not train at all, which we'll talk about that, don't think it's a good idea, but it will likely cause you to modify your training and feel different and not feel as confident and not feel just overall as good in and out of the gym for the duration of that injury, right? For the duration of that recovery. So a lot of people, at least in my experience, because they can't train maybe as hard, as intense, or train the same program that they've been running for however long they've been running it, their first instinct is to change up their food. Like, oh, well, I'm gonna gain weight because I can't move as much. It's like, well, first of all, there's a couple things at play there, right? You can move as much. You just might not be able to do 1 or 2 specific movements while recovering from that injury. You should be moving just as much, if not a little bit more, to regain any lost mobility and then improve on said mobility so that you can further prevent yourself from injury in the future. Now, that clears up the problem about like, oh, I'm not moving as much, so I can't eat as much. Even if that were true, even if you aren't moving as much, calories help you recover. So I don't think you should lessen your calories just because your body might look a little bit different. Maybe you're not putting on as much muscle, so maybe you're gonna store a little extra food. Those calories can help you recover. Just as you would normally recover outside of the gym from just a regular weight training session to properly build muscle and regain energy and recover overall, same principle applies to an injury. So dropping your calories would actually possibly prove to be detrimental in the long term, especially if it's, a pretty serious injury, whereas keeping your calories right around the same, or even just if you wanted to drop, going down to maintenance calories in terms of the movement that you are doing already, those calories are going to help you recover. So in my experience, I've noticed slightly, I don't want to say it's, it's not like it's a night and day difference, but in my experience, I've noticed a slightly improved recovery and a slight surplus for the duration of that injury. Take my hips, for example. So while recovering from that injury, first time it happened, my go-to was like, oh, I can't squat, so like my leg sessions just can't be as intense, or like, oh, I'm just bummed out, so like my leg workouts are just gonna be throwaway workouts, right? So I lowered my calories because I felt like I was getting fat or whatever, putting on weight that I didn't want to put on, putting on body fat, and which that's just a huge misconception. You're not just because you're injured. I was putting on body fat because I lowered my training and I lowered my movement, lowered my mobility, which in turn would obviously, I'm not using those calories as much, so I'm not going to be using them for building muscle if I'm lowering my intensity or lowering my training volume. And on top of that, not moving as much, of course I'm going to be putting on more weight, man. I'm not using those calories. Rule number 1 for injuries, learn from my mistake. Don't just lower your food because you think you have to lower your movement. Keep your movement the same, but find different ways to move. So keep the frequency there. You may have to lower intensity, and that's perfectly fine. But you can still find ways to challenge yourself in the gym without going, RPE 10 on every lift because you're injured. And most likely, if you're recovering properly, there's a good chance that it's gonna be a couple of months at most, and you're gonna be back in the game doing just fine. So rule number 1, don't lower your calories just because you think you're gonna put on a little unwanted body fat. At the end of the day, even if you do, not the worst thing in the world, man. Number 2 is movement. So just because you can't train as hard as you would like to, doesn't mean you should be lowering your movement. Should you decrease how often you're moving just because you're injured, that A, isn't going to help in recovery at all. More than likely, resting too much, at least in terms of that body part, that injury, could cause you to just be less mobile and more stiff and, perpetuate that injury, if you will. So I'm not a doctor. I don't have any certificates or degrees stating that my particular opinion is better than somebody else's, but in my experience, finding better and more efficient ways to move while injured and still make progress and work on your mobility in the interim, that is a much better alternative than lying on your back saying, oh, I need rest, popping ibuprofen and just hoping for the best, Just because you're experiencing pain does not mean that that is a bad movement for you to do. Pain is your body's way of saying, hey, moving this way puts us at risk of injury, so I'm going to adjust a little bit and you're going to feel the effects of that. It's literally your body adjusting to a certain movement that you're not currently capable of doing. For the movement aspect of it, I would recommend finding ways to increase your mobility, move pain-free until such a time where you can get back to that movement that was causing you pain and move them pain-free, because there's a good chance it's mobility related. Take me, for example. I was having low back pain in my squats. My hips were dog shit. I had the opposite of hip mobility. I had hip immobility, my hips didn't move at all. But I switched over to sumo deadlifting and really made hip mobility and ankle mobility and lower back mobility. I made all of those a priority, and it has turned out that my squats weren't necessarily the issue. It was the mobility or lack thereof that was causing squats to be painful for me, if that makes sense. Rule number 2 about movement, I would significantly recommend finding more effective ways to move throughout your injury, throughout your recovery, because that way, not only are you staying mobile and you're finding ways to challenge yourself outside of your normal movements that, could be causing you pain, while working on your mobility through that recovery process, you're going to find, most likely, that at the end of it, you'll be able to do those movements with less pain, if not pain-free. Now, number 3, and I would argue this kind of encompasses, the last 2 points, but I would argue that this is the most important, and that is overall recovery, right? It's a word that gets thrown around a lot in the fitness space, and it has a lot of different meanings. It's multifaceted, right? So it's not just getting 8 hours of sleep. It's not just refueling your body properly after training session after training session after training session. It's not just drinking a gallon of water a day, and it's not just getting your steps in or doing your mobility work. It's all of that. So even for someone who's not experiencing injuries, for someone who's not going through any sort of physical recovery, for a normal average person, you could take one of those things out of the mix that could increase the risk of getting injured in the gym, you know, because you're not hydrated, you're stiff. So while not thinking about it, you're just going through a day of squats, and out of nowhere, you know, you tweak something and then kind of snowballs and just builds into an injury, you know? So all of these things, while incredibly important, they have to work synergistically, right? So drink your water, get your sleep. Sleep is huge. Do your mobility work because it's going to cause you to be less stiff, which puts you at a significantly lower risk of injury in the gym. And then food, again, back to point number one. You have to refuel your body. If you're training, if you're powerlifting, if you're weightlifting, if you're doing Olympic style lifting, CrossFit, if you're a bodybuilder, hell man, if you're just running a couple miles every day, every other day, whatever it is, you have to fuel your body. Otherwise, you're just going to feel and move like shit. It is what it is. So it's not just getting your water in, just getting your steps in, just doing your mobility, just hitting your protein, your calories, hitting your 7 to 8 hours of sleep. It's not just that. It's all of those things. All of those, in my opinion, need to be done, honestly, regularly for someone who's not experiencing an injury, but those things definitely need to be done if you are experiencing an injury. And 3 is overall recovery. Do your mobility work, get your steps in, just move a little bit more, move in such a way that is going to aid in the recovery process and not put you at further risk of injury. 6 to 8 hours of sleep, I would say 7 to 8, but you know, I'm realistic, we got busy lifestyles. 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Get your protein in, hit your calories, drink your water, do your mobility work, do all of this stuff, focus on all of this, and I promise you the recovery process throughout an injury is going to be a lot more effective and it's going to be way less stressful. And I guess this is like a bonus. It's not really number 4, and it's not really in any particular order, these points. One huge point I have to make about injuries, and this one's easier said than done, is don't be discouraged. Injuries suck, but they happen. At the end of the day, 1 to 3 months max out of your fitness life, especially in your entire life, is nothing. Especially if you spend that time focusing on getting better and improving the way that your body moves, that is going to do exponential good for the rest of your life. So you spend 1 to 3 months not squatting heavy weight to squat heavy weight for the rest of your life, or for a much longer period of time, I think that's well worth it. So coming from someone who gets discouraged at every minor tweak in his body, don't get discouraged. Sure, it sucks, but guess what? You put in the work, you put in the effort, you put in the time, and all those things that I mentioned up until now, you're going to be able to move better and you're going to thank yourself for it later on. That is my take on injuries. That is my take on recovery. The process sucks, but I've learned quite a lot. If you have any questions about hip mobility, low back pain, shoulder mobility, because I've broken this guy twice. If you have any questions about anything at all, leave them down below. Let me know if you're experiencing injuries and I can try to help you out. Who knows? Shoot me a message, but comment down below anything about injuries, if you have any questions about any of that, if you have any opinions about any of that, if you want to argue with me, put it down below in the comment section, let me know, and then we can address that accordingly. You know what? I got a busy morning, so I'll see you guys at lunch. I don't know what the hell is happening. It's been an incredibly weird day, but I did lie to you guys because now it is about to be dinner time. Just finished up a fat leg workout. Gonna make some anabolic burgers and fries. But first, do you guys want to see my wood? Come on. Let's go. Check it out.
Don't mind that head there.
Dead person. That's hilarious. This is my table. It's not yet, but it is going to be building a bigger table for a project that I've previously mentioned. Not gonna say too much about it, mainly because I'm starving. So pretty excited about this. Let's go make some dinner. We are making some lean beef burgers and fries. This has been my meal prep for the last week and a half, and they're absolutely delicious. So I have 4 balls of beef here, about 4 to 5 ounces each. You're just gonna patty them out. You're gonna lay them down on your little board here. Just give it a good spank. This is 93.7, you can do 96.4. I think it tastes like garbage. It's just really dry and not great. Now, a lot of people will tell you differently, and I will tell you that they are wrong. For a good cut of beef, like non-diet beef, salt and pepper. That's it. The beef itself should have enough flavor if it's a good cut, if it's a good fat percentage, if it's from a real butcher. Don't overseason it. But Andrew, I got this gourmet barbecue. No, fuck that. Salt, pepper. That's it. Especially if you're like mixing beefs. At that point, you're just gonna ruin it with seasoning. So, but with this, it's diet beef, so I need a little bit more flavor. So what I'm doing, some pink sea salt, some garlic powder, onion powder, and black pepper. You can do paprika if you like them spicy. Actually, you know what? No, don't even do that. Just stick to these four for your diet beef. Then you want your pan on a medium-high heat. You get your non-stick 0.0000000. You got yourself an awesome girlfriend. You'll have some potato wedges already cut up. Golden potatoes, they make the best fries. Now these, you want really, really seasoning. Cajun spice is basically what Five Guys uses on their fries. So it's gonna taste pretty close. There's not a lot of oil in these bad boys, obviously. Hey, you do what you gotta do, you know? Ow! Fuck me hard! This pinched the shit out of my finger. Did not feel good. Anyway, extra salt because your fries need to be salty. Cajun spice is basically like a blackened seasoning. It tastes like Five Guys fries to me. I like it, but if you want to mix it up, do like paprika, salt, pepper, onion powder, whatever you gotta do. But the Cajun spice and everything nice is just fine for your boy. Oh, came off the top, dude.
What is that?
I don't know. Today is a fucking mess. Just dump them right in. Give it a shake. Throw them in. We got 400. 15 minutes there. Now you can see your pan is most likely going to be ready. Your spatula is not. Here it is. All you gotta do. Ooh, that's the sound you want, guys and gals. 2 und 3. That's German. Took it for 2 years. I remember like 6 words. You're welcome. The key, ladies and gentlemen, fat-free cheese slices. It's fake cheese, but it's low calorie. So what you're going to do, put those there, set your timer, fairly lower, 4 minutes each side. Don't touch them. If you do, they're gonna lose juices. They're not gonna be good. So I'm hungry. I can tell cameraman's getting a little bit annoyed with the way I'm acting tonight. So we're gonna let these cook. Let the fries cook, and I'll show you guys the fucking finished product, dude. I'm so excited. These burgers are so good. We'll see you in a little bit. This is what you should be working with right when they're done. Those glorious burgers, man. They look even better when I plate them up. What do the kids say these days? Cheese! And then you've got potato wedges. These look amazing. Let's get them plated up. Pro tip, toast your buns. Here's why. Nobody likes a soggy bun, dude. It makes for gross burgers. Hotter than shit, dude. Ah, fuck. So hot. So I'm gonna show you how I build the burger. We've got spicy brown mustard. Now, again, this is for dieting, right? Obviously, if I go to a restaurant, I want more toppings, but because I'm just making them for me, and I'm just, you know, I'm eating this regularly, I don't need all the extra fixins. And then we take our pickled chips. If you guys don't like pickles, you know, it's okay to be wrong, but you are wrong. Pickles are delicious. There we go. Take one here. Nice. Take another one here. Oh, so nice. Here we go. Look at that, man. And that is what you guys should be working with. Full on Krabby Patty. And that's gonna be it, guys. It's gonna be absolutely delicious. It's burger and fries for like right around 700 calories. It absolutely smacks. If you try it out, let me know in the comments down below. That is going to be the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys got something out of it. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are brand new. Your boy is chasing 1,000 subs before the end of summer, so please do what you can. Help me get there. Click subscribe if you haven't already. Tons of awesome content coming soon. I really appreciate you guys. Comment something down below for the algorithm, whatever you want to comment. Comment burgers, comment hip injury, comment Andrew, you need to lift more. I don't care what it is. Say something. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.